Okay, so we're live. Alrighty, welcome everybody to a Sunday night doubleheader. First game of the day is going to be a very, very highly contested match as we get BSG versus OTS. BSG, the big Shmeat gang, coming in at 4-3, with on the spot also at 4-3, and right now it's a three-way tie for that 5 and 6 spot right now, and even the 4th spot is up on the line too, as that will move them up to a tie with Natural Big Boys Club. It's a tough 2 weeks. I am your shoutcaster. It's going to be today. It's Nikolai, actually, with a special guest with us today, our non-standard color analyst. He's evil himself, and he's got his own mailbox. It is the evil mailbox.
My mailbox is bad, people.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I was forced into this role. I'm being held at gunpoint to send help.
Just like you were forced to grief in our last game, but it's all right. It is understandable. We got ourselves a clash of some good potential playoff teams heading into the last 2 weeks. You're looking at these two games, for example. What's one of the things that kind of stands out to you on both sides for both teams?
There's a rivalry in the jungle. Henry is friends with Intensify. So that's going to be really fun. The bot lane, that's going to be really fun to watch. I think this is a really even game on all fronts. Jungle is a little bit lopsided, but... Okay, never mind.
Oh, we got to never mind then.
It's just Castron was going to smurf. Wait, Castron was silver, never mind.
Silver 2 versus Bilester. Oh, the audacity of that man.
Well, they do have Winnie. Linny's playing AD. She's in an off-roll this game.
Well, this was a recent switch, though, because originally Zealot was the AD carry, but I guess there's been some discrepancy with the fact that Lenny doesn't want to play top lane anymore, and she wants to go down to the AD carry role. And from what I've been hearing in certain scrims and other practices is that she's been doing a little bit better than she has been in the top lane.
Yeah, it sounds like she has a really small champion pool in the top lane and she was tired of it. So she switched.
Yeah, I would understand too, but I'm stuck in my role. But they are going up against Bruce and Nami in the bot lane, and Nami's kind of a very good support. So is JT. And Bruce has shown the ability to actually play really well into a lot of the higher tier AD carries. So is that a concern for OTS to kind of just maybe say, hey, we should just focus on the bot lane?
I'll be honest, I have no idea how Linny is going to perform. If she performs like her skill level, then I think Linny is going to be really strong.
Definitely, too. While we talk about a little bit about playoffs, each team, like we mentioned, is sitting at 4-3. On the spot is currently the 5th seed. As remember, only top 6 can get in too, so they're tied with Lamar Jackson Fan Club as well. 3 teams. If you're either team too, because Rubber Ducky team is most likely taking the 1st seed after, unfortunately, Mailbox our team lost. But you're looking at this potentially as an opportunity to either A, knock someone else out of playoffs, and B, to solidify your chances. So what does each team have to do to kind of have an opportunity to win the game?
I think Big Shmeat gang has to really play around the jungler, and I think the top lane. I think their whole team is really strong. The bot lane's a little bit weaker, but I still think they're really strong. And I think they can't let the enemy bot lane snowball, so they can't let OTS snowball go Linny and JT. If they snowball, it's going to be doomed. ADC is such a strong goal.
Now we do know Kip has been their coach for OTS, and Intensify's been kind of acting more as like the captain and the coach of the team too. So, do you think Kip is trying to focus more on making sure that Minneapolis can get that preferred jungle matchup? Because we have seen him pop off in the last few weeks since he's joined OTS.
I definitely think he has the potential to do really well, right? But it's dependent on if Intensifies knows how to play on a weak player and make them really far behind. Make them fall far behind.
Definitely too, as we're going to be loading up onto the Rift in a few minutes too. We are still, I believe, so they will be finishing up the draft shortly. So we will go ahead and go into a quick pause while we are waiting. That way we can just start once draft, and then we'll start into game. Engage support. Are we Okay. Are we live? All right. Welcome back. We will be starting up drafts shortly. They are finishing, I believe, the last pick. They are confirming draft, and we will be going in shortly. There was a slight issue with one of the picks. We're not going to spoil it yet, it looks like. Um, mhm. Yeah, it looks like it. Wait, do they actually have Lenny going top lane?
I'm right here.
He's right here. Wow.
I am.
So Lenny's gonna go, and she must have gotten a pick she wanted. She must have gotten a matchup she wanted. But she is going up against Potato. Or excuse us, Fat Girl Delicious, as we're gonna be going into our draft here. So we'll see. We're gonna see Lenny back up in the top lane. We were just talking about her being down in the 80 carry role, so this kind of switches things up a bit. So Zealot's going back.
Did they not? If they didn't ban Camille, I'm gonna be surprised. Yeah. Oh, that's why.
BSG lineup submission. I forgot. Yeah. So BSG. Well, the Cassidy gets banned. That's a call out to Castorama, but that's kind of a waste of a ban if you're OTS. I really don't like this ban here. Like, he's not that strong in the meta. They could have easily targeted a different champion, or maybe against Bruce or Intensify more.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think Biaster would feel comfortable against the Cassin, knowing the rank difference between the two.
You're right. As Darius gets banned on the side of OTS too. We know. I think that's a call out to Potato's game, because the game before, when he filled in for Mailbox's Angels, he popped off against that Shen matchup on the Darius. That was against the Lamar Jackson fan club. As we all know, the set accidentally pulls the Darius into the team, and he gets a free triple kill. Thank you, Yogiza. By the way, we'll send you the money via PayPal later for that pull, but no kidding. So BSG loses 3 bans, but they still get first pick priority as the Galio is banned away. And now will be a Cho'Gath going into the top lane against Lenny's Camille.
Oh, geez Louise.
Do you like this matchup, or?
No, I think Fat Girl Delicious has a chance to get it behind early. I think Lenny's a really big super top lane, where if you get her behind, she's going to keep falling behind further and further. But if she scales in the late game, it's really doomed for them.
As Minneapolis PD will pick up the Vi here, so already a good amount of engage for that backline with the Camille and the Vi, as the Kha'Zix is locked in for Intensify. But we talk about the Camille being able to get to the late game. Cho'Gath has pretty good sustain though for the early game. Wow. A mid lane Renekton will be locked in for the side of BSG as the Rise just get picked up. They have right now, their late game is really looking good, but you can't question the fact that BSG have a strong mid game right now.
I think they're gonna have to go to late. Rise and Camille both really late so far.
Right, definitely too, and it depends on who their last pick is, as the Rumble and the Olaf are banned, and the Graves. So targeted jungle bans, which Kha'Zix is still S tier jungler. In your opinion, correct? I mean,
yes, Kha'Zix is really good.
How's that matchup into the Vi though?
Into the Vi is fine. If he finds isolation periods against Vi is doomed.
Because she can't really do much once the shield gets popped.
Mm-hmm.
Either she goes all in or she has to escape. It's
hard to hit Kha'Zix with her Q, because if Kha'Zix just ultis.
Definitely too. Zilla will be hovering the Samira here. I'm wondering if they pick the Swain. As Bruce is hovering, the Jin will lock it in too. I would like to see the Samira Swain just because that lane is so heavy, one-sided, but the 1v Nami is hovering the Leona, and that will give them some great engage, especially if the Samira wind wall is down. As the Thresh is hovered and picked, a lot of late game actually for both teams. So this could be a 30-plus minute game. A lot of picks though on the side of OTS, but there's a lot of good front to back team fight with BSG. So the question is, Mailbox, who kind of takes the early cake here?
I think it's the Renekton pick, and that takes BSG ahead early game. If the Renekton does well and starts snowballing, then they're going to have a hard time keeping up until late game. But if the Renekton doesn't, then it's going to be a pretty rough game for BSG.
Definitely. Now, I mean, caster's bias aside, I think we both want either of these teams to lose. I mean, regardless, because I believe we've already beaten them, or at least I know we beat OTS, but that was before their lineup change. I don't know about BSG though. I wasn't there.
What happened to OTS's lineup change?
That happened. That happened right after I was brought in, actually. So the same week that I was recruited to Mailbox's Angels was when Minneapolis PD signed up and joined the whatchamacallit, OTS. I almost forgot the name of the team. No, but he didn't play in that game versus us when he was on OTS because it would have been a lineup submission change and it would have been too late. So it was like, I think the game right after that game was when he was picked up. Because I think it was, remember, I think they had Booster Boy and he was replacing Booster Boy in the jungle.
Oh, that's right.
Right. As we're going to go into a spectator delay too. I'm really liking BSG's comp though, because they have a better range champion with the Jin too. Samira has to go in to a lot of these fights, but if you look at the amount of CC that Renekton and Cho'Gath do offer, and with the Leona, they could just easily just one-shot Samira Rise if they're unlucky too. And I'm pretty sure Bruce can just play safe on the backline, so they would have to dive really into their backline if you're OTS, because they have no range.
They have a ton of CC for the Samira. I think that Samira's going to have a really rough time.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it before into the Jin Samiras. Like, Jin does do well into the mid and late game in comparison. You know, you have your Deadly Flourish that if you're not careful with your wind wall, you could get stunned and that just sets up everybody else. But you have Renekton with the point and click CC. You have Cho'Gath with the Rupture and then his true damage ult. Kha'Zix can just jump in and destroy Samira. I want to see. Yeah, I think the big matchup is definitely going to be the Kha'Zix versus Vi, Intensify versus PD, because Intensify is arguably top 3 junglers. I mean, I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely top 3. And the Minneapolis PD is kind of one of the up and comers. That's kind of shown that he's done really well too. And we heard Zealot, I think, talk about it a few weeks ago that Linear likes playing with PD because he is the enabler for her. He allows her to kind of play a more aggressive style because he's, from what I've also been hearing, is that he's the shot caller. He's the one who's keeping timers and making sure that the team is synergizing well as we're going to be getting into the game here. So a really massive pickup, and they've been on a win streak since. They've been, I believe, on a 2 or 3 game win streak. Oh,
so they're riding into this game with a lot of momentum here.
Yeah, actually 2 games. I forgot they lost the first game to our team as will be coming in. So we're going to see the cleanse coming out from the Samira.
I still think, I don't know. Don't think cleanse is going to impact this game. Maybe bot lane early, but they have so many forms of CC that Can't be quite.
She would have to time it really perfectly.
Yeah.
Standard runes though across the board. Do you like the electrocute on the Vi, or would you prefer? Because I know most Vi's sometimes go Hail of Blades because of that beneficial attack speed they get from doing their full combo.
Yes, I'm not 100% sure of the rune on Vise. I think it sounds fine. I'm not.
Yeah, we see a teleport from Castroma on the Renekton too, but Ignite in the top lane with Hail of Blades. Is that just being green? As we will be going ahead and loading up onto Summoner's Rift 2, game will be paused, and there is a quick pause for a battle break. You know, you gotta cleanse your system before you face off against a mid laner like Castroma, so. That was the quickest bathroom break I've seen, and we're already back and unpausing right now.
No, they could look to have a skirmish early with the red team.
Yeah, they
Are
do.
we really strong with Thresh?
Yeah, they do have the better level 1. You're just talking about that too, because you have Lenny stunned, but they're just gonna be doing a standard 5-point start as the ward does go down, but they won't kill it. They warded the red, so they know that Intensify could be starting top side, but no deep vision on the side of OTS on the bot side of jungle, so a little bit worried.
If I saw that 3 people in bait, I would be going for a ward if I was the red team.
Right,
on the bot side.
Especially because you had 4 people down that way, and it's only the Leona and the Jhin just down there to defend, and like you mentioned, they don't have the strongest level 1. They're really
that Thresh is
they really get better
Thresh is much stronger.
2 or 3, yeah. But we're actually going to see Castroma topside. Castroma will be going up against Lenny.
Oh, it is a weird turn of events.
That is, yeah. As you can see, the Renekton will be going up into the top lane. Intensify will be starting bot side, so they know that PD is going to be starting the bot side as well too. They do have the red scouted as the Rice gets the early tag, but nothing else. Oh, he missed a CS. Or Castroma. We definitely do want to see how this bot lane turns out too, because Bruce and Nami are not that bad. I know some people might look at them as kind of a little bit weaker of the lane in comparison to the rest of the team, but they're not bad per se. You know, Nami is not just some passive support player. She plays really aggressive and plays, you know, the likes of the Alistar, the Leona, you know, a lot of different engaged champions.
Agreed. I like to see how this bot lane turns out. Well, JT and Zila are backing up. Oh, when they hit level 2 first, that's weird.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they backed off on when they had the level 2 advantage. Ooh, but Camille's gonna be the level 3 too. Does get the early matchup too, but has to back away using the dash.
This is really bad for Castroma to lose this matchup early.
Yeah, definitely too. Does have the Conqueror, but Lenny's with the grasp is just able to win the trades and with the shield. They will probably be able to contest that topside Scuttle, so that could be big. Unless Kha'Zix just reads it early, could be looking to roam down for that bottom Scuttle Crab. And it looks like that's what they're going to be doing. Wise with the early trade. It doesn't have that much mana and is...
He's out of mana. He's gonna...
Yeah, but the Renekton's going to be trading back early already too, and Intensify's already going to be looking mid already too, as that's going to be the knockup coming in from the Cho'Gath too. Kha'Zix is going to be able to jump in too. Here comes the silence. First blood is going to go over to Intensify.
Huge.
Bioster could not flash out of the combo, was knocked up. He could have flashed early if he would have saw that coming, but Fat Girl Delicious with a beautiful knockup into the silence combo.
So one thing I want to point out for this top lane matchup is Renekton should win it 100% of the time, because Renekton's, I think it's
Is that his E, his W? One of his abilities have a shield break on Camille.
That would be the W, I believe, max W, when he has his passive up into the red bar. Kha'Zix Intensify does get the bottom scuttle too, so despite some heavy posturing early. But that first kill going over to Intensify, he does get to serrated jerk off that and does have a small CS lead as we're going to get into 5 minutes into the game soon. It's a 16 CS lead for the top side of the map too, as he does teleport back up to lane and could potentially set up a small freeze or push as it's going to be, as Lenny should be able to just walk back to lane.
This is definitely going to be slow pushing. This is really good for Castro.
And Gen 2, the rush does get stunned out, but Samira is going to be going in with the E too. That's going to be the shield coming out too, but no kills so far on the bot side as here comes Intensify, but he's not going to be able to jump in. They're just going to back off. Bruce doesn't blow any summoners too, so playing it really calm, playing it really well. Knew that Intensify was bot side, so it does get some pressure as Kha'Zix is back over too. The Zenith Blade does miss too, and Intensify just has to run away.
This bot lane has to be really careful.
Yeah, the Vi is bot side too, but the Kha'Zix will be able to get with the Scryers or spots out Minneapolis PD, as PD is kind of circling back over. Is he wanting to... Interesting path he took too there too, as a Renekton's going to get the Conquer on the top side too. Camille's already going to be half health too. Ooh, this could be really spicy up here in the top lane already. Despite the item advantage right now going in favor of Lenny, and Lenny does have the Sheen, but already taking half health already, as we are very close to level 6. Both top laners are within 4 minions, as that's going to be, ooh, that's going to be huge. Does get the health back for you with the empowered Q. Nothing further, as we are going to be seeing the ultimate on the top side too. Renekton does get the bonus health, but Camille just hook shots away and will be able to escape that top side.
Vi's going on Dragon here. This is going to be a cheese from Vi. They have to get something topside for it.
Well, Rift Herald has not spawned in yet. They do have the pressure mid at the moment too. Ryze is pushing in, as the Cho'Gath does have to kind of posture away from it. If the Ryze continues to stay, as he will be roaming down, they should be able to get early Dragon here. They're going to be looking topside too. That's going to be the Renekton flashing in. He misses the hook shot too, but no, Castroma's going to get the kill. Will he survive? No. It's going to be a 1-for-1, but that was just an odd flash. Oh, and here comes Vi's only level 4. Oh, what a beautiful flash from PD. He says, nah, you're not going to get that knockup. And he gets the trade kill into the mid lane, and is now 2-2 in favor of nobody yet. There's no gold lead, technically speaking. It's about 100 gold lead in favor of OTS, as we're going to get into the 8-minute mark of the game. I feel bad for Bruce missing all that CS. It's kind of hard for Jin to CS sometimes, just because he doesn't benefit from attack speed. He builds mostly just pure AD.
Agree, that's one thing you have to be really skillful in engine.
Yeah. And especially because I think they nerfed his passive like way back, where he doesn't benefit off crit anymore, as Intensify will be completing his Smite. Right now, Kha'Zix is level 6 compared to the level 5 for Vi too. Is finding the isolation damage, as Bilester will be looking to Realm Warp inside too. That's going to be the root. Bilester does get the kill though, and that's going to be 2-1 Rise now. A little bit greedy from Intensify.
In order for that play to work for Intensify, he has to make sure that mid can cancel that with the CC. Balin's now looking really good, in a really good spot.
Oh, that's going to be the hook Hook missing on from the Thresh too, but the Thresh does get Deadly Flourish here as they are level 6 bot side, but the Ryze is nearby. Bruce and Leona are really close. Yeah, Bruce does hit level 6 here. Leona is also really close to level 6. Is about 3 minions off. Oh, can they look for a play here? Intensify his bot side too. They are going to be getting the CC down onto the Samira right now too. Has to flash out. Will get the Lantern out, but Samira might be dead here. Yes, Intensify does get the kill onto the bot side too, and Zealot doesn't use the flash. JT does, but they don't also use the Lantern. That's going to be 3-3 now. Bot lane's just playing excellent this game. You know, we talked about the potential matchup and how it could go if one team snowballs, and right now, just despite a small CS lead for Zealot, Bruce and Nami are playing this pretty well. You know, I'm assuming Nami right now is just saying, let's dive this Thresh, but they're not looking to dive right now at the moment, too. It looks like they just want to get the plating, too, as they are going to get the Leona ultimate down, too, and that's going to be the hook, but Bruce just gets the kill, too. Leona's able to flash out. No, JT still gets the kill. But the exhaust also gets wasted onto the Leona. So the kill does go over to Bruce, as that should be worth, because you don't get any gold onto Samira. Samira does not get any assist, and Bruce gets to walk away with completed Boots of Swiftness now, and will be working on possibly Gale Force.
Oh, that's really good.
I'd like to actually see if he could have actually gotten the pickaxe first. I don't. Like, for me personally speaking, you want as much damage as possible, especially into the early part of Jhin, because that's how he scales well. As the Camille will be traded with the Shield Breaker, Renekton does proc the Conqueror, but Camille takes no damage.
Although I do think that he's not wrong in getting Swifties, because he's up against the Thresh, he's going to need to be moving as fast as he can to dodge the hooks.
Definitely. That is one of the big things, too, with the Boots and Swiftness, is that it does give him more mobility, too. As the Camille will be looking to hook line and does not get any sinker with that one, as the Renekton just dashes over. Cho'Gath is out of position, too, but they do have Renekton nearby, too. And there's the Hell of Blades, and the Ryze is going to get ignited, too. Minneapolis PD will be getting the kill here, too, as the ultimate does come out, too. Renekton's all alone, too. But Renekton does get the shutdown onto Biostar, as the Camille will use the Hextech Ultimatum, too. PD does have to miss a little bit too, and the Renekton can EQ. No, Ghost from Lenny does get the second kill of the fight, a 2-for-1. A little bit greedy from Batgirl Delicious.
So I want to say it's still really even on the game, but that gold is where they want it to be for OPS.
Leona is going to be looking to go onto the Samira too, and we should be seeing the first full fight, and Leona is already taken pretty low too, as the Samira will be ulting. And that's going to be the Leona going down. Zealot does get the first kill for the game for him, too, as does take a shot, and Minneapolis PD is nearby, with the Kazakhs also nearby as well, too. They're looking to roam up to him. Biostar does have it, and Intensify is being a little bit greedy here. And that's going to be double teleport coming in. That's going to be coming in from the Castraroma as well, as the Kazakhs going to be jumping in, too. Can they get the kill onto the Kazakhs? No, or onto the Samira, as the Vi is going to be... Jhin, where's your curtain calls? You can easily try to get a few different shots too, but they will be backing off too. They should be able to get the dragon. Yes, the chomp does go down, as here comes the Ryze being silenced, as the Ocean will be respawning too. But that's going to be a kill onto the Jhin. The bouncing bullet does go onto Zealot, as Minneapolis PD goes down.
What a huge fight, True.
Oh, they're going to get another shot onto the Camille right now too. Can Camille get out? And, ooh. And will the curtains be called? Jhin does have ultimate, and the curtains still get called. There's going to be the 1, 2, and that's going to be the tag. Oh, nearly, but the shutdown does go over to Castraroma. Oh my god, they're playing this so well. It's 9-7 in kills, but right now it's 1,000 gold lead in favor of BSG with the dragon.
That was a huge fight for them.
2-0-4 for the Jhin, despite being down 2 waves almost. Does have a small gold lead of 300 over Zealot, as Vi is going to be looking for the Renekton, but Renekton's just a little bit quicker than normal. Does have the plated steel cap, so I don't think Vi can do too much. I honestly thought the mid CS was going to be a little bit more of a discrepancy, since Ryze can trade well too, as the Biostar is looking bot side. But I think they're just going to be running away too. Oh, you're playing a dangerous game, Biostar. That's going to be the Leona ultimate coming out too. That's going to be a double stun. Is that going to be the kill? Can it be? No. The Samira does block with the wind wall too, but how much did Jin live it? Single, he does get a little bit of a healing with the Taste of Blood, but he had 15 HP, and steps away from the trap. If he would have walked into the trap, that would have been the death of him. This bot lane is, and Bruce didn't even have flash there either. They're just playing this really well. But that could be first turret going over to the side of OTS. Or not. No, they're not going to kill it in time. We're going to be seeing Kha'Zix's top side. They do have the Rift Herald, and they are going to be looking to pop it too. The Camille does miss with the hook, but here comes the Vi right now. We'll be ulting onto the Kha'Zix too, but the Vi just runs away from it, just trying to apply some pressure too. As a Renekton with the dominance, we'll just look to just get them away too. Both the Vi lost more health in that fight. Camille just didn't go in at all too, but the Camille will be forcing a little bit. The Leona will get hooked up too, and that's going to be the stun onto Samira too. We'll be using the wind wall. The exhaust does go down too. Here comes an ultimate coming down from Samira, but should be fine too. Here comes the curtain calls. Can they get anything? We'll tag 1. We'll tag 2. We'll tag 3. Ooh, misses a 4th one, but I don't think that would have been a kill, and that's just a trade of ultimates, and the exhaust goes down on Thresh.
Oh my god, so much has happened. Top lane was almost dying, bot lane was almost dying. This game just became a little bit of a bloodbath.
It is still a 1k gold lead too. No towers have fallen, but that was a really good defense setting up from the Jhin and Leona too. They're not even able to get the kill, which is the rather interesting part. CS lead is the only big discrepancy is just the 20 CS lead on top side. Other than that, every other lane is kind of close to even. But Castroma does have an 1100 gold lead with the 4 kills and the first tower. Because it did go over to the side of BSG, so a lot of the gold right now is on the 4-2-0 Renekton, but you also have to wonder a 2-0-4 Jhin with Gale Force and completed boots as Anami, the Leona will get stunned, but does get the ward down and the ward cleared. Should be fine. Leona's
So I kind of want to point out all the golds on Castroma right now. They're starting to accumulate a 2k gold lead, but it's 1k on Castroma.
1v Nami gets hooked in again too, but that's going to be another ultimate down onto the Samira. Samira finally will use the cleanse. That's the first time I've seen it, but Leona does use flash there. That should be the ultimate coming down from Samira. Zealot does get the second kill of the lane, and the ultimate will be used. Yeah,
so I want to point out, I found this really interesting, is the Cho'Gath is full AP.
Definitely too, as the Rise is going to be jumping in too with the ultimate, as Vi's going to be jumping in. That's going to be the ultimate coming down. Minneapolis BD does get the first kill of this extended fight, but Castroma's now on a killing spree and does get hooked down too, and should be, yeah, shut down. It's going to go over to Lenny's Camille as Dragon will be spawning. This is Ocean Drake, but Fatgo Delicious does have ult and flashes up soon. Could be looking for a play, and the curtains do get called. That's going to be 1. That's going to be 2. Bruce gets on a killing spree. What a beautiful ultimate. The curtains are called, and that's going to be the kill. Oh, here comes the Camille, though. Doesn't have ultimate, though. Is kind of going a little bit deep, but will have the Hextech ultimatum, too. Here, Jhin will be dead, as that's going to be the shutdown going over to Bilester. Here comes Camille, the Hail of Blades, and Factor of Delicious gets another kill. Ooh, that's gonna be the flash from Cho'Gath, but nothing else too. Here comes the Leona. Can she get the kill onto the Rise? Is a little bit too tanky. Samira's gonna be flashing over too, and that's gonna be a kill over for Zealot. But Zealot should be able to flash out with the E. Yes, it's gonna be fine. Castroma does kill onto Zealot too, as Vi's gonna be going in a little bit too far, and Intensify gets another kill. We just had a 2-minute bloodbath.
Jeez, man. Ryan goes over the blue team. This fight's starting to look like Intensify's game. He's starting to scale really hard.
3, 2, and 5 does have the Dustblade at Drakthar, and I believe he's working on either Dustblade or he's working on Yomu's Ghost Blade with that pickaxe and double longsword.
I'll be honest. I actually think it might be Serpent's Fang. Serpent's Fang is a really good item right now. It's overstated.
Oh,
And
but I have to interrupt you real quick because the Kha'Zix does get the isolation damage onto the Thresh. So exhaust does go down too, and that should be the kill onto JT Ripper. Kha'Zix almost jumps out. Intensify trades 1 for 1 too, but the exhaust does get blown along with the flash. Wilder gets a kill as they're going to get pressured bot side on this turret. Samir should be backing off too. I mean, it's a 2v1. You have no help on the top side too. Samir's just going to be diving in. What is she doing? That's going to be the ultimate coming down too. And Samir should be dead here. Maybe. Oh, yes. Bruce does get the last shot onto her. The shutdown does go over for Bilester onto Castroma, but Zealot, what were you doing?
I know what he was doing. He didn't build Gale Force, and he's not a Gale Force gamer, so that's why he's getting Gap so hard. No Gale Force equals no gamer.
Yeah, getting absolutely bodied by this bot lane. 4-1 and 5 on the Jhin. Has almost 1,000 gold lead on top of Zealot already too here, and and most people would probably consider Bruce as someone who is not the strongest AD carry, but we've seen in the past few weeks how well he's done. He's performed really well on so far on the Jhin, and he's performed really well last week too, as Camille should be able to get the kill, and Intensified it just greets a little bit too. Camille does have to flash, but Nami is nearby, but Camille will just be able to blast cone out of it. They need to nerf the cooldown on that hook shot. That's way too low.
I want to point out, if you look at all chat, there's a little bit of BM from Ghost of Winnie.
Yeah.
She's against.
It's Lenny though. The day Lenny will troll us is the day when she finally gets some might. Ooh, the Jhin nearly walked into that hook, but it doesn't even matter. But the vibe will be going in too, but nothing else will come up, as that will be the ward being cleared out too. Are we just gonna A-round at mid now? Lenny does not have teleport, so if a fight breaks out, because Castroma is down towards the mid lane right now. The only summoner on the field right now for OTS is the cleanse coming in from Zealot. All the other summoner spells are on cooldown unless you count Smite. Bruce has all his summoners. Nami's about to have her summoners. Fat Girl Delicious still has the Ignite, and Castroma still has Flash. So a lot of summoners for the side of BSG, they could make a play in the next few minutes.
I think they have to make a play for this dragon.
Definitely. They are up 2 drags to 1, and getting Ocean Soul, especially for the type of team composition they have, as a Cho'Gath is nearby too, will get the stun onto the Rise. Will that be the kill? Holy god, that is just too much damage, and the shutdown goes over to
Holy
Cho'Gath.
shit.
Apparently, Fat Girl
Crazy Cho'Gath.
Fat Girl Delicious really likes to get down and dirty with the eating onto the Rise, as Jhin does have to flash. Didn't use the Gale Force there. The stun will be going down onto Samira too, but will the ultimate be going down onto from the Leona? No, as yes, there is the ultimate. Here comes the exhaust coming down onto Samira. Oh, but the Zealot does get the first kill of this extended fight. Camille will be looking to dive in, maybe? No, but the team is looking to collapse right now. Will the curtains be called? Yes, the curtains will be called here too, but Zealot will be able to dash out away from it. Ooh, tags up 2, but doesn't tag up Samira. 2 for nothing in that fight, and it's the kill lead is even again. Oh, will Thresh be looking? No, Thresh misses, as that's going to be Bilester with the ultimate? Question mark? Interesting ultimate, but nothing more, nothing less.
I has a fine ulti. We gotta remember Cho'Gath has ulti here for this dragon. He could easily steal it. But he also has a bounty he would give up for it. Looks like they're just gonna give the dragon, but I would never give this dragon here.
Yeah, but
I'd be looking for Qs with Cho'Gath.
Yeah, everybody's just respawning though, but I think they're kind of worried that if they lose that fight, that Baron will be taken. So they are willing to trade Dragon just to keep the pressure up in all the lanes because they do have topside pushing. Zealot is bot side and working on his second item. Jin did complete the collector, so he does have a little bit of an item advantage right now.
I do want to put out how close this game is. It's 100 gold difference at 24 minutes, 17 kills of 17, 2 dragons on each side.
It is literally a little bit over more than a kill a minute as Cash Roma fancies his odd against being 1 level down too, but that should be the Hextech Ultimatum. No, it is. Camille will not be using it as the dominance does get used, but right now it just, yeah, this is to the point where Lenny's getting very scary, already level 15 with 2.5 items about to be completed after his back, and how do you deal with Lenny's Camille at this point? Because she's probably going to be looking to jump on the Jin. You have Minneapolis who's going to be jumping onto the Jin. And right now, they are looking at bot side. They are looking at a split map at the moment, too. They should be getting a tier 2 tower on both sides, respectively. Renekton doesn't have the dominance, though, so he might be going down here as he is looking up as it's done, as that's going to be the ultimate coming down, too. And that's going to be 2 kills. Lenny just got the 2v1 in the bot lane, as Zealot will be getting a double kill. That's 4 for nothing, and that's going to be the mid-inhib, most likely.
I was just pointing out 1 minute ago how close this game was, and now it's just
it's a
blown
balloon
open.
To a 3K gold lead with the snap of a finger. That was just a dumb play. You don't have an ultimate on Castoroma. You don't have your team down there. It's a 3v4 with all the ultimates up for the side of OTS. It's kind of like you're just asking to grief.
Now they're looking to start a Baron.
Yeah, they definitely do. They do have Camille looking on the bot side too, as the Rise will be TPing down for the Baron here. 26 minutes into the game too. This is just going from bad to worse. They have no major way, I think, to handle Lenny's Camille, and yep. We talked about it being potentially Intensified's game, but it's not looking like that. Lenny is the highest level at level 16. The next closest on the side of BSG is level 14 for both their solo laners.
Lenny really knows how to be a top laner. She's really strong at it. Don't get me wrong, but her weakness is when she falls behind, which seems like Intensify and Castroma did do that well.
Yeah, definitely too. There's also a 3-level difference between the supports as well. I don't know if you noticed that.
That's fine. But what I don't understand is how Jin gets behind in levels, because if the support is lower level, then Jin should be higher level.
There was a time period though where they all fought, most of them, at least 4 to 5, were nearby, so that did take some experience away from the Jin. Zealot does have the collector now, as is up ahead an item slightly. Oh, and the Thresh will be getting onto the hook, onto the Leona too. Should be dead here. Zealot is on a rampage now. 7-4-3. Zealot wouldn't be this bad though if it was any other champion, to be honest, because it's Samira.
I'll be honest with you. I think the bot lane played it not well enough to destroy the.
You know, just Samira.
Samira.
Things. Yeah, just Samira things. Yeah, because we were talking about that. Bruce and Nami were doing really good, and all of a sudden, the last few fights and the decision makers were just kind of not on par with how they were playing the game early.
And when you have to stop the Camille and Samira at the same time, you can only see C1.
Yeah, definitely too. As a tier 2 tower on bot side will be destroyed, as Lenny will be split pushing on the top side. It is 4-1 split push right now, but they do have the Baron buff. But this is a battle of the late game. Jin, Cho'Gath, and Kha'Zix are very scary late game wise, so we could potentially see them trying to stall it as best we can, but the top tier 2 turret will go down, and that's more gold for Camille. What are you doing, Kha'Zix? Ooh, hookshot does get her out, and that's going to be dragon number 3 for the side of OTS. They just have so much control right now.
Yeah, this is a really big play from OTS.
Apparently, it's Kip difference. Getting Kip as a coach really, I think, has helped them.
Yeah, definitely having someone be there and say do this or that is really good. Someone to plan out to draft is really nice.
Yeah, really being able to also take advantage of BSG's no 3 bans for the first round, allowing the pick up of the Camille, which really unlocks Lenny, but this game could have been different if Lenny was ADC. Because we don't know Zealot's champ pool. We do know he's been trying out top lane, but we don't know. The last time we saw him top, he played Nasus, but he should be thankful that he has a Lenny on his team. Level 17, halfway to level 18 for Lenny's Camille right now. Does have a 30 CS lead. What's the gold? It's a 2k gold lead between her and Castroma right now. The biggest discrepancy is actually support pool, just because Thresh has been able to get a lot of assists and vision denial, so he's up 1400 gold. But outside of that, really the gold lead is... It looks larger in picture, but at the same time, it's really not. It's still rather close.
Yes and no. The gold is on the people where they want it to be. It's on Samiria and Camille. And that's where the big issue becomes.
Yeah, but right now it's an 800 gold lead in favor of the Samira, so it's not that much of a drastic gold lead, though. It's a BF sword to a pickaxe and advantage, too, but as Fat Girl Delicious will be trying to cover the bot side, too, as Castroma's nearby. The rest will be vision denying here, but there's the Leona going in with a Zenith blade, and that's going to be the double CC coming in down onto the Thresh, too. Thresh will be unlocking a box as Intensify is going to get the first kill of this extended fight. That's what they needed, but the gold lead is still... Ooh, but he is able to get the hookshot despite being silenced. That should have been Lenny dead, but whatever. I don't know Camille mechanics. Camille's just too OP, I guess.
I think she has clear defined weaknesses. But I don't think they exploited them enough this game.
Definitely, too, as 3 items right now. 3.5 items, actually, on the Camille, so she's definitely the scariest one on their team, too. But
Camille not backing for like 30 seconds.
yeah. Kind of just stood there like, hey, by the way, ooh, that's going to be the smite coming down, too. Will they be able to catch out the Rise? Rise does have to flash. Here comes the ultimate coming in from the Rise and the teleport from Lenny, so they blew the flash at the teleport and the ultimate for the side of just a Leona ult. No, not even a Leona ultimate. That was just a Zenith Blade combo. They are setting up a death bush. Oh, they get scouted. That was cheeky. That Scribe's Broom saved the game, honestly.
I can still see a world with blue side wins this, honestly.
Yeah, BSG does have a chance, though. We talked about their late game, but... Because remember, they have to dive into them, but if there's no one to protect the Samira, and Samira can't go in with their E, with their dash, she's kind of stuck in the mud, and she's just going to get one-shot by Kha'Zix and possibly choke out. There's going to be the teleport coming in from Bilester. Nobody is nearby, and Baron is going to be easily taken here. 33 minutes, and that's the second one of the game. But they're going to be trading it for Dragon. They are hauling ass over the Dragon right now, too. You can see the hookshot coming in from Lenny to just try to get their faster gap. Castrom is not even nearby. They do have the pressure coming in from the mid lane, too. But they could be looking for a flank on the Camille. They do spot the Camille on the ward. Oh, this is gonna be cheeky. Does miss on the rupture too, but the Thresh will be stunned up too. And Batgirl Delicious get the first kill of this extended fight too, as the Jin will be ulted. And Zealot is now unstoppable. Here comes Intensify getting a kill on Minneapolis PD, and Samir will be getting a double kill too. Here comes the Renekton trying to be able to get another kill. Bilester does get the kill too, and that's gonna be the Samir doesn't get the kill there too, but she will get it there. A triple kill as the double kill does go over to the Rise, and that should be game. Well, they tried. They tried. You can't tell me they didn't try.
They put up one hell of a fight.
They did put up a fight, and give credit to the bot lane. They kept up really well, but you know, it's just Samira things. Especially when the rest of your map is fed. You know, Samira looks good with the rest of the team fed, but no discredit to Zealot. He's played the fight perfectly, but I mean, as the game will end, most likely. I hate that part.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Riot. But no, that did end in the game though, so definitely let's go ahead and bring in the winning captain for OTS as they do take the victory, and I believe that's Zealot. Hello, John. Zealot, how you doing?
Pretty good, sir. How are you?
Congrats on the win again. That makes it 3 straight. Since the loss to Mailboxes Angels, you guys brought in the substitute with, or not the substitute, but you guys replaced your jungle with Minneapolis PD. How's that been? I know we've been highlighting him a lot, but all we've heard is just constant praise from both Lenny, from the rest of the team in general, just how much better he's been for the team. So can we kind of talk about the impact he had and also Lenny's impact this game?
Yeah, so we knew coming into the game that the other team wasn't going to have 3 bans, so we knew that the Camille would be able to go through. And looking at our entire roster, if there's one person on one champion that any team doesn't want to play against, it's going to be Lenny on the Camille. So we knew going in that we would have the advantage in top lane. At least we thought we did, because we were planning for the Cho'Gath to be top, but we weren't expecting the Renekton Cho'Gath swap. So interesting, but yeah, with the question about Minneapolis PD, yeah, we brought him in, and this game, he wasn't like, you know, a 20 kill monster, but he's literally, like, I would say the binding to our team. Like, you got a really good book, you know, you got the 4 sections, right? But then you need a binding for the boat, and, like, you know, if those pages get wet, they're ruined, but a binding keeps it safe. And he's protected the last 3 times that we've played. He's protected our win. Yeah, so props to him. We were really scared of the intensified jungle. Props to them. But yeah.
Now you guys move up to 5 and 3, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And you guys do play Natural Big Boys Club with the chance to kind of go ahead of them in playoff standings. What is your guys' focus for? Are you guys already looking ahead to playoffs? Because there's a good chance that at this point you guys would be in playoffs, but are you guys already looking ahead past your opponents, or are you just going to prepare for Damar's team? Because Damar's team is probably looking to make a splash, you know, after, you know, some bad drafts, and I know he's been fired up about wanting to definitely win.
Yeah, for sure. Well, my team, we take it one game at a time. We don't even know if we're in playoffs yet, so we're going to play like we need to win each game to make it there. But the matchup next week with Damar is going to be a fun one. Shout out to you, bud, Damar. I know Damar's been looking forward to this game for a while, so it's going to be a fun one.
Definitely. We want to thank you, Zealot, for the interview. We will see you next week when you face off against Damar's team. All right, so let's go ahead and bring in Big Shmeat there. Who's their captain?
Castroma.
Yeah,
And he's deafened.
Hello.
Hi, Castroma.
Hello.
Hello. Horrible loss. I think you guys played really well early game, but I want to ask you guys, what was the idea between swapping you and Fat Girl Delicious to play the Cho'Gath mid and the Renekton top?
I think the matchups were just better suited.
And but essentially you fell behind a little bit though, because there was at some point where you were down 30 CS, but even with the first blood, not the first blood, but the first turret, it just kind of felt that the game was more in Lenny's hand than in your hands. So what were the comms going through, going from, early game to mid game to the eventual loss?
I mean, there was probably some. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Probably like, what's the word? But like the lane assignments probably weren't on point. There's probably a few sloppy lane assignments, from time to time, which caused Lenny to get the lead. But at least as far as like top to top goes. But I mean, it didn't particularly feel like it was like a Lenny Camille takeover game. I think the team played better as a team, and there was maybe a few catches and a few skirmishes that kind of slowly got to a point where it was kind of hard to find our way in. I think for like my personal biggest mistake is at one point I tried to fight Lenny top, and even though I didn't die, I used my ult. And then when we went to fight mid, I didn't have my ult for that fight, and the Samira got really low but made it out. And if I would have not have just randomly blown my ult trying to fight Lenny, then that probably would have been better. But I'm sure when we go to watch the game, we'll pick apart all the small things that kind of led to that.
Right.
And I don't think it was just one point that turned the whole game. It was a bunch of small things. And like I said, it didn't feel like one person on their team took over the game. It was just a team versus team, and we were the team that made a few too many mistakes.
Definitely too. The one highlight I like to bring up is that Bruce has been playing really well with the 1v Nami. So, and I know a lot of teams could probably focus on your bot. So, they seem to have been improving over the season. Are you happy that there's constant improvement coming out from your bot lane? Because like I mentioned, a lot of teams do try to capitalize on the fact that a lot of stronger bot lanes will try to pick on them, but Bruce and Nami have been seeming to do really well.
I mean, of course, I'm glad that there's improvement game by game, in personal play. Of course, I'm glad, that there's improvement in personal play, but I think just like I said, that loss really just comes to some macro, and there was a couple of small catches that we lost some momentum. League's a big momentum game, and I think there was a point when momentum was definitely in our favor, and we just slowly started to lose that momentum.
Definitely.
You guys put up one hell of a fight, honestly, until there was this one dragon fight that went on for 2 minutes, and you guys were relentless. You guys had that thirst, and you got eyes wanting to win.
Is that the one right at the end?
I think it was around the 20-minute mark.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean there was a couple of good skirmishes. We tried our best, but it'll just be continuous improvement. Every time we lose a game, we find a lot to pull out, and I feel like every time we take a loss, the next week we come back, swinging a little harder, because we make less of those mistakes. So.
But you guys do play Frankenbeans next week, so there's still a chance for playoffs.
Awesome.
Definitely. Castroma, we want to thank you for the interview, and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Closing thoughts, Mailbox.
This is going to be one hell of a fight with OTS coming into now tying with our team, actually, Mailbox's Angels.
We do have the tiebreaker, though. But yeah, there's a lot of teams, really top 6 teams are actually all coming into form now. And
yeah, I'll be completely honest with you, there's no team that just stands out above the rest.
Maybe RDT. Maybe.
I don't know about that. I'll be honest. There's no beef towards our DT or anything. I mean, we lost to him
Yeah, we
last
lost
night, but
but
also I wasn't at my prime, so I think if we were to fight them again, I think it'd be an easy win.
ooh, definitely too. But playoffs are going to be especially be spicy coming into the latter half.
Agreed.
So
The teams are just so close right now. Like if we look at the spot isn't updated yet, but with OTS getting it now, there's a 3-way tie for third place, 4-way tie for third place.
assuming luck of the draw loses tonight, and they will be playing later tonight.
Oh, they play later. Oh,
Yeah, they play in 2 hours, so they will be playing at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. So if they lose that game, they will also be part of that 4-way tie between OTS, Natural Big Boys Club, and Mailboxes Angels. And that's all just for the second seed, because Rubber Ducky Team already locked up the first place seed with the 7-2 record as they get the bye next week. Oh, this game is going to be interesting, and next week too. Holy God. Yeah, and so be back in 2 hours. We will be starting at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern for our second game of the match. And I believe that one, let me just double check the schedule to make sure I get the teams right. That will be Lamar Jackson Fan Club versus Luck of the Draw. So that will be a huge fun game to watch. So catch us then.